Okay, next presentation. We are receiving Benoît, Ancel, and Aleksejs Kuprins with the presentation, The Wolf in Sheep's Clothing, Undressed. Guys, welcome.
Thank you.
Good morning. Morning. Thank you for coming so early. It's 9:30. My name is Aleksejs Kuprins, and
and I'm Ancel Benoît. I'm French, living in Denmark and working for CSIS.
yes. And today we're going to talk to you about a case we discovered about various malwares and intel related to that. So to begin, how it all began, we were researching a banking Trojan on a particular subnet, and it happened to have an IP which has over 1,200 domains resolved to it. And one of them stood out just instantly because it was obvious drop zone, and it looks like a portrait of Google Play Store. And it's especially interesting because it actually delivers 3 different payloads depending on your user agent, including iOS, which instantly makes it incredibly interesting. There is also Windows.
So we discover a Windows agent. I will just go quickly on the malware part because it's not a malware talk. So it was a rat on Windows, something built in debug mode, very well detected on VirusTotal, already in VirusTotal, like around 20 features, deal with files, services, stuff like that, stealing credentials, typical rat. But nothing really advanced or fancy, like a very lame rat.
Same more or less applies for the Android agent, which is, long story short, absolutely basic rat. It does nothing special. There is something unusual, something related to screen recognition, but I'm not sure if it works. You can find that code on GitHub if you're really curious. Of course, iOS, malware, yes. Unfortunately, we did not have a lot of luck reversing it because that app happens to freeze the phone, and I will later learn that the only thing that sort of works sometimes is the keyboard logging functionality. We can conclude that this is in complete alpha stage.
So at this point, we have found somebody who apparently tried to play with Windows, Android, and iOS in a kind of lame way, but he tried to do something. It's a lot of copy-paste, a lot of bugs in the application. iOS, we don't really know if it's a real application of just a scam. So it looks like a new actor who is trying to do something new. We have found some panels. So in my case, I've never seen this one before, so it looks like interesting, something new CNC for mobile malware. And after a quick look, it appears that everything is open on the CNC. You have open directory everywhere, and you can grab everything, all the backup of the databases of the CNC, and all the victims' data. You can access to everything, audio record, you have pictures, documents, some configuration of the smartphone, everything that has been stolen are available to everybody. It's around 20 gigabytes of data, and it's pretty cool.
Sorry. After looking at this data, we have found pictures that seem to be from the development environment, and we can conclude quickly that this is a slightly more organized actor than a 14-year-old in the basement. There is an office. It happened to have flags for whatever reasons, a large screen with their software, and generally it looks like a software environment. So after looking for more data, we have concluded who's responsible for all this. And we have found this person to be called Kumar Manish. There is him, yes. So first, we found only very subtle mentions of Wolf Research and Kumar Manish, like the photo of the star and the logo of Wolf Research. But a little bit later, we have started finding slightly more identifying pieces of information about this person, like WhatsApp conversations, Western Union receipt, and real credit card. This is not a joke.
So who is Wolf Research? If you have never heard about Wolf Research, it's just another company who resells some spyware to government and homeland security and stuff like that. The HQ is based in Germany, so it's a European company, and they have office in Cyprus, Bulgaria, Romania, India, and they said that they have offices in the US, but we don't have any proof from that. Maybe you already know Wolf Research because this company has already been in the news, for example, for trying to scam the Mauritanian government for 2.5 million euros. They have tried to say that they have 0 day for iOS, but they don't have 0 day for iOS, and the Mauritanian government was pissed off, so they say, send us somebody to Mauritania, and Kumar Manish was afraid to go in Mauritania to not be in jail, so he sent his bodyguard, and his bodyguard spent some years in jail because of Kumar Manish. It's a kind of famous story in Italy. And another fun fact, if you look in the hacking team leaks and you type Kumar Manish, you will find plenty of story about this guy, and it's pretty fun that the CEO of hacking team called this guy the criminal of the worst kind. So let's, we have some audio records, so let's Kumar Manish describe himself, his company.
My developers that are based in Romania at the moment, I'm doing all the developments in Romania, and in Pune, in India, I have a the testing team, they are testers, okay? So in India, I don't have any developments, only testing, and these are my own cousins, you know, like my family guys, and so because I need the trusted people. I cannot give them a payload and they make a mistake, copy, you know, integrity is very important. I need to maintain the thing, so it's very important.
So thanks Manish. Kumar, now we know other stuff.
So as Manish just mentioned, there are other companies involved with this, and later we found handles to referencing these companies. The development that he mentioned is called Decode.ro company, and the testers are Squarebits. We have found references to Decode.ro.
Yep, a guy appears everywhere, and it's a guy called Yuri Gutu, and it looks like to be the main developer of the iOS and Android part, with another guy. And everything is invoiced to a company called Decode.io. In the CNC, they have left the .git directory, so you can read all the commit message and stuff. They commit message with Decode.io email. And we have found some screenshots in the open directory of this Wolf Research Slack, and you can see Yuri Gutu discussing with Kumar Manish about how they can build new samples and stuff like that. So it looks like this Romanian company. We have some commit message. For example, this is a certificate used for the iOS application, and they have used the same certificate as it's a legit Decode.io certificate. Decode.io developed a lot of different little applications around, and they use the same certificate for the legit application and for this kind of shitty spyware.
The testing company is called Squarebits, and it is indeed based in India. The references to the Squarebits were found through a URL that we found in the database, which was a link to a Google Drive, which, as you can see, anyone can view. The zips that you see in this drive include the sources for everything related to the mobile part of the malware. Yeah. And it features also plenty of references to Squarebits, their domain, their usernames and testing messages. There's plenty. Besides that, in the testing data, you can find some identifying information, possibly. It's people who've been testing this malware, and they happen to have a last name, Kumar.
So it's maybe his family, maybe his
maybe,
way.
yeah.
So now let's try to have a look at what we have found in the databases. So it's many different backup of databases, and we have tried to extract every IP, public IP, and just use public IP to geolocalize victims. So you can see you have a lot of victims in India, but it's probably just the testing team. You have some victims in China, Kazakhstan, in the Middle East, in Egypt, Jordania, Israel. You have some victims in Europe, in France, in Germany, but the HQ is in Germany, so maybe it's related, in Ukraine and country like that. So it definitely looked like some demo smartphone used by sellers around the world for making some demo of the product and trying to resell the product to other people. And it's many different actors around Wolf Research, many different resellers and partnership and many different companies. We don't look at all the company because there are a lot of companies, but we have chosen the biggest name. So this is, for example, an audio record that can confirm that this is a seller smartphone and demo smartphone.
You can use the option to gather the intelligence. Yeah. You find your target, then you influence them, and then you can use this kind of system to complete your investigation, to get all the information you need.
Okay, understand. Understand. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So we leave first, we be in touch.
No problem.
I can explain with them.
If you would need any other meeting this week,
Yeah.
yeah, or
Okay.
something, no problem.
All right.
Let's do that.
So did you also here till Sunday?
No, I have it
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
So anyway, this is some discussion about meetings and exchanging information about the product. We have found another audio record.
This is test for our customer. Are you good? How is I'm fine. How are you? It's not too long this morning.
So this is some exchange about stuff. So first big actor around Wolf Research, we have Nexa. If you don't know Nexa, it's a company, the ex-name of Nexa was Amesis, Advanced Middle East System. It's a French company known for selling interception networks, big network interception. Have found many reference to French number, French SMS, a lot of French audio record. The public IP used by the smartphone is registered by Nexatech. We have some SMS in the databases and a lot of stuff. APK called Nexa Tracker. And the number of VIP of Nexa. If you type the number on Google, you found him immediately. We have some email in the open directory with sent from nexatech.fr. Like from, for example, French audio record.
Allô? Oui, bien sûr, ça va.
This is French.
Voilà. Je me parle tout seul.
That's it. We have some, in the databases, you can see some SMS from DHL saying your package is available at some place, and it was a valid SMS.
There are more interesting companies mentioned in there. We're not aware of particular relation. All we found is that pictures in the testing data of a company called Whisper. If you don't know about Whisper, basically they work with wireless interception. And we have seen photos of Whisper tools. We think it's Whisper tools. And it's unusual because you don't see that every day. You can also find references in the testing data of handles of a phone called Whisper. The second line is a device called Whisper. I hope you can read that. But that's very little. Besides that, there is also pictures of office environment on the screen. The little screen, the unreadable text is running console text that describes seemingly man-in-the-middle operation, but doesn't reveal a whole lot. Another thing is the geolocation tags that match the office of Whisper. And also screen photos of the internal of the GUI of their software. And the running invisible text mentions man in the middle, Andreas iPhone. We can only guess what that means. And the pretty box on the right has a logo of Whisper and it has a electronic circuit. So we think this is hardware related to Whisper.
Yep.
Curious.
We have found a lot of information about another company in Cyprus called ProSafe. It's a paramilitary company. We don't really know what they do with this company, but we have plenty of pictures of the HQ of ProSafe, so maybe they deal with them. So it's a big partnership with many different companies. We have found many different companies around the world. We have found some real targets, but we will not say anything about that because it's too critical and the right people already know what to do with this, but we have real victims too. And yeah, some testing fun and other companies. So let's have a look how they work.
Yep, for instance, this is the CNC for the Windows malware. If you have ever seen any rat for Windows and CNC for it, you are not seeing anything new, probably.
Yeah, it's not an advanced tools, no, not at all. It's nothing related to hacking team tools.
Yeah, and other tools. It appears that they have purchased Mr.
Black Hat.
A crypto software from Mr. Black Hat or other respected individuals that they have been using for their campaign, luckily.
So yeah, we have found some pictures of a cryptor called W1Cryptor. So we go on Google, type W1Cryptor, and we have found this archive with the source code of W1Cryptor. In the source code, you can read they try to do some tricks like let's hook create process W, and the antivirus don't hook create process W. It's completely wrong. And as you can see, they are detected by every antivirus. We have found these funny pictures. They use some paper total, like virus total, but in a paper way. They tested with antivirus and checked some boxes. Yes, they use TeamViewer for discussing.
We can try to guess about attack vectors. As we previously mentioned, there was a drop zone website that's the way to deliver Android, obviously, but you can also actually find the unpacked version of this malware on Google Play Store. I mean, you could a little bit before that. And it's called Wolf-Free VPN. We think that maybe a victim could be told that this is a VPN client, and then they would be given a private password for that client that needs to enter, and then the malware starts working. But the password is actually hard-coded in the app, and it's not obfuscated in any way. We have notified Google about this. They made sure that it's going to be flagged on Android devices.
And here we have received new screenshot, and the application was uninstalled on this smartphone.
Yes. Oh, and more meetings, of course.
So they had some audio record where they discuss attack vectors.
Yes, but why you need to do it? The target will be suspicious. What do you mean control?
I want to enter to this form. I want to switch on this function.
No. As I told you, we are not rooting or jailbreaking. If you don't root or jailbreak, you cannot go in a deeper. You cannot turn off, on.
Не jailbreak. Я поэтому не могу. Управлять он не может. Сообщение выглядит.
We can do only when we use 0 day.
So this, because we have some question, did they have 0 day? And apparently they don't have 0 day. And this one is against Google Play.
Yeah, more about attack vectors.
Let's try.
Actually, we are using Google.
Yeah.
Everyone does Google.
Yes.
No one tells no one does third-party apps.
This is why we like this solution.
Everyone does Google. So this is why even the antivirus wouldn't catch it. If it's from the Google App Play Store, it's bypassed.
Okay.
Simply.
All these years, we always wanted to go to the market of phone penetration, but it always was based on Trojan horses and viruses, and we didn't want to be in this fault until we found this solution. So we integrated it, because this is something that is more connected.
So this guy was saying, we don't use Trojan horse because we use Google Play, and it's like a marketing bullshit meeting. It was like, what the fuck?
What does it even mean?
At some point, some pictures appear, and we have these pictures from a meeting, and a lot of audio record appear after these pictures, and it looks like Kumar Manish has registered without saying anything to anybody. He has recorded all the meeting he has with people, and all this record was sent to the CNC, so we have access to a lot of record regarding this meeting. We don't know where was this meeting, but they discuss a lot of interesting stuff.
Reputation, so we prefer not to work also with this opposition guy.
We are not sure, same as the kind of.
We don't, because when they will lose the election,
Yeah, they will come
they
with.
will publish, they will publish something in the news. We will be discovered somehow. We are afraid of this stuff.
Yes,
Under the radar.
Yes, too.
So we never work with opposition, never. We always work with the leader.
So these guys are afraid to be discovered. Sorry.
Too bad, though.
Too bad. This one about an Israeli company, probably related to 0D days. Come on. Nope.
Although there are some Israeli companies that told it happens. Yes. But they don't have, as far as I know, they don't have so much budget to spend.
They have it, man. They have
Only for you.
It was a discussion between two guys, and apparently one say, because Kumar Manish say we sell spyware and we don't have exploit or whatever, and the guy say something like you can ask two Israeli companies, they have exploit, and the guy say, but it's too expensive, and Kumar says they have the budget, don't worry. Something about South America and 30 million.
From here to Philippines or?
No, to South America. Starting about 30 minutes. I'm here since 8 a.m.
Really?
Since 8, I'm in a meetings here.
Really? How many meetings you attend? 3, 4?
Just the second.
Second one?
Just the first one, it was like yesterday.
Yeah, the
guy
same way.
didn't stop talking. Until last night, he skipped talking.
My friend. Same way like that? Like that same way?
Some audio records about discussing how Kumarmanij deal with repressive government. It's an European company, and we are not allowed to deal with every country in the world.
I've been to Egypt, and we have done the same project. Yeah. Also Linux, Mac, Windows, same way with experts.
It was good. Yeah.
We had it in 2015. Now we're still going for service time to time. Every year we have to go.
And that's probably why, if you remember at the beginning with the picture of the ID of the Kumar family, you have some Egypt visa, so it's probably related to this story. So at this point, we have collected a lot of information, and this guy seems to be a kind of criminal who tried to scam people with shitty product, and he tried to make money like that. We don't have the time to disclose everything. It's only the tip of the iceberg. We have plenty of data. We are very surprised because this kind of very bad behavior can compromise a lot of international operation. And at this point, we are thinking, does this company, it's a legit company, or does it some just criminal guy? We are not able to know. And now we have this question to say, who is currently regulating this business? Because this guy seems to have access to government and other big company, and he make money like that, and it's very surprising. We have some pictures of him buying big cars and stuff like that. So this guy, he's making money. It's just a scammer who deals with government. So a very strange story, but it's worth research. And that's all for us. If you have a question,